Hey guys, Kapper here, and today is February 3rd. It's just going to be like a daily vlog. I'm going to go out and do some hinge cutting. I really don't want to, but it needs to get done to continue the improvement on our property. Curtis is going to come over and help me out, so I'll just go as long as my back holds out. But the more I can add to hinge cutting each year, the more bucks I'm going to see, the more deer we're going to hold, and the more wildlife we'll see. So I'll show you what we're doing once I get out in the woods. All right, I'm out with Curtis. We're taking a look at our new management plan, kind of like a blank slate. So what's your idea for this south-facing hillside here, Curtis?
Oh, with the south-facing slope right here, the deer, you know, when it gets cold, especially in the wintertime, they'll get on them south-facing slopes to get warmed up by the sun. But that's great. You have a pretty much a blank canvas here. And on some of the examples that I sent you, this south-facing slope here, plant, what we say, roughly about 12 acres, 10 to 12 acres of native warm season grasses like cave and rock switchgrass.
Okay. And
maybe on these little ridge tops here in the field, plant a 30-40 yard wide strip of white pines or loblolly pines that grow pretty quick, and that'd be surrounded by the native grasses to create, you know, another bedding pocket and thermal cover for the deer. I just think it'd be a great and intertwine. We can design the food plots and everything to kind of route them, and the way you're set up here, by doing that, you're going to pull more deer bedding in the middle of your property than like right now. You got them kind of on the edges of your property and not in the middle. The purpose is bringing them in closer to the middle of your property where they come in and they feed out on your food plots, and I just think it would be very, very beneficial.
Well, we definitely need more cover. I hate to say it, but looking right here, geez, this is a beautiful little flat wet spot for a duck pond, but we're not going to go there. We're working on deer right now, right?
That's right.
Gotta love the smell of the diesel Kubota. Got both saws. Curtis is going to come and use my backup saw. Let's get some stuff done. Hey, Mike Morgan. It's 62 and sunny today down here in southern Illinois, and I'm going to cut wood in it. I hope it warms up for you up there out in Pennsylvania. Good luck. Okay, I should have took a before picture, but the idea is to make basically a tornado zone. Looks like a tornado came through. You can just basically clear cut everything all the way down to the ground if you want. Or hinging these trees. I hinge them low now. I used to hinge them high. But when you're hinging them like this and this, the object is to get them laid all the way down. Okay, so it does two things. When they grow leaves, it's more browse for the deer, and it makes a really, really thick cover. I'll keep going just through this one flat ridge top on the edge only, not the very top. And each year you add to it just a little bit. It's hard to see, but right past that big one, there's like no trees. It's all sunlight. That's because the last 2 years I've been working on that spot down there. Okay, so I'm still out with Curtis, and here's kind of a gist of the plan for this center part of the property. Down by the hay bale blind, I've already got a greens plot. We'll make it much bigger. Beyond that will all be new cover. Right here where Curtis and I are standing is going to be what here, Curtis? Grain, right?
Standing grain, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the wind was a little too strong for Curtis here to hear the audio, but I'm going to show you what we're talking about down here on the south end of our property. This is from my hay bale blind. So this little pocket right here where you see these deer, I let this go last year just to natural regen. Yeah, a lot of it's weeds, but regardless, it's cover. So you see how them deer are lingering in there right before dark. So we're going to add more cover to that, and then this greens plot here that I had, we're going to probably triple in size so it will last much longer. So we're going to add even more cover to that patch that I just showed you, and I'm going to add more size here to this greens plot, and then we're going to work up to where we're going to talk about next to a grain plot. Alright, so now we're talking about corn and bean food plots. We're going to try and get, I'd like to have at least 10 acres of grain, you know, corn and beans and other things that I decide to mix in there. So up there where I'm pointing, wrapping all the way down here, we're going to have 2 corn and bean plots, and then where Curtis is pointing beyond that little brush island, probably a 3rd one. And I can rotate them every year between corn and beans, and this strip that I'm pointing at right there can be a nice clover fire break and a food plot strip as well.
Native grasses. Like
Yep.
the switchgrass, you'll have a bedding, you have an edge, and all your big grain and food plots will be like your destination plots will be in the center of your property, surrounded by cover too.
Cover on all sides.
Yep.
Nice. Well, can't wait to get started. So you just add spots each year and make it bigger and bigger. I mean, most of these trees don't have any value as far as lumber goes. But if you have wildlife, to me, that's worth a lot more. And now, if these were all mature oaks, yeah, then they'd have more value. But you're cutting all the crooked and thin stuff. That's the goal. And then if there is nice straight ones that are desirable species, then you leave those stand. There's an oak right over there. A lot of maple in here, maple and oak mix. So you try to leave some of those stand, the good ones. The crooked ones, you knock them down, because you ain't ever going to get a nickel for them in the future. But you will get a reward from this immediately.